Thank you, everybody, for coming. We have a lively bunch tonight.
Love it.
Me too.
Right?
Usually in our work meeting before this, it's really, really quiet, so we love to hear all the voices.
Very serious.
Yeah, it's very serious, yeah. We're frowning usually during that meeting the whole time. So I'd like to call the Monday, September 12th, 2022 school board meeting to order. Lisa, will you please call the roll?
Board member Arendt.
Here.
Felton.
Here.
Walker.
Here.
Rosh.
Present.
Weber.
Here.
Chair Diaz.
Here.
At 6 present.
Awesome.
At 6 o'clock.
Thank you. And if we could rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And so, I see some great kids in the audience. We'll get to you in just like 2 minutes. We have to do that serious business first. So, first up is our approval for our meeting agenda and minutes, and I'm looking for a motion to approve our meeting agenda for tonight and for the committee of the whole and regular meeting minutes for August 22nd, 2022. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thanks.
Second.
Great, thanks, guys. Any discussion?
Highly now.
All right, and all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion carries. And now we get to the fun part. Tonight's Quality in Action is Lincoln Center Principal, Ms. Teresa Starkman, along with several of her greatest students and teachers to share highlights from the first week of school. Welcome.
Good evening, South St. Paul School Board and Dr. Zambrino. It is my pleasure to be here tonight. Day 5 of school, it's been so exciting and extremely calm. We just had a great 5 days. So I would say my list of favorites about why I work in this district is long, but my most favorite is to work with staff who choose to work in our schools, who choose to live in the community and choose to send their kids here. And that's who I have with us. So I have some wonderful teachers that are going to introduce themselves, and then their children are going to introduce and talk to you about their first week of school. So thank you.
Thank you. I think this moves.
I'm Kristen Spangers, kindergarten, and I think something that has gone really well, or something that I have enjoyed this week, is getting to know a whole new group of students and their families and connecting with them and helping to bridge that gap between like just entering and being a part of a whole larger part of our system.
I'm Lindsay Peterson, and I teach 3rd grade. I used to teach kindergarten, so for me, it's a fun part to see the siblings and the families come back again. So I've had kids that I've taught in kindergarten come back to teach in 3rd grade, so I've had them for multiple years, and then siblings now too, so getting to reconnect with families and just see the different generations of kids coming through Lincoln Center, and then my own 1st and 2nd grader getting to see their friends at school, so that's a fun part of being in the building and in the community.
I'm Allison Jensen. I'm a special ed teacher, and one thing that I've really enjoyed this year is getting to see, so I get my students for like 3 or 4 years, and getting to see the gen ed kids who've had them 3 or 4 years in their classrooms coming and telling me about something cool they did in class, or, oh, I saw so-and-so in the hall today, and it's cute that they remember those things. Okay, what's your name?
Iowa. Second.
And what have you looked forward to?
Trying new foods in Spanish.
Say that again. What are you looking for?
Trying new foods in Spanish.
Okay. Anything else? What's your highlight this year?
What does that mean?
What's something that's gone really well?
My teacher.
What's your name?
Odin.
And what grade are you in?
Kindergarten.
And what are you looking forward to doing?
Reading by myself.
Yeah. Nice.
Anything that you want to tell us that's gone well?
My teacher.
Very nice.
My name is Merrick.
And what's something that's gone what are you looking forward to? Oh. What's been the most exciting thing?
Yeah. Playing on the playground.
All right. Someone has to say it. Yep.
Linnell. Second grade. Meeting each other. Getting better at math.
Nice.
My name is Wilder. I am in 5th grade. My highlights for the next years is getting to go to 6th grade, the 5K run and the mile. And I'm excited to work on possibly reading all the books in my classroom.
All of them?
Best goal ever.
Yeah. More than enough, bro.
Do you have any questions?
I have a question for the 5th grade. So do you have a favorite book or author?
Probably Harry Potter.
Yeah.
What book did he write, Wilder?
The Harry Potter series.
So.
Name me one book, Wilder.
Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
That's what I was going to say, too.
Oopsie.
Any other questions?
Oh.
Thank you for coming.
Can I get those guys to stand there for a minute while we give them a hand?
Have any of you gotten to use food to do math yet? Not yet? I've heard rumor that like sometimes M&Ms or such may be involved, so maybe sometime.
Nice.
That's something to look forward to.
So what does it say on your shirts?
So
Linnea, can you read your shirt?
Isla, can you read it?
Or if you can read it on my shirt?
Isla, say it louder.
Yeah.
Can you tell them why we have the theme t-shirt this year?
It's a special book,
But who's reading?
Mrs. Stockman.
okay.
And what is the book about?
Yet.
Things that we haven't done.
Things that we haven't done yet.
Oh.
But you're going to?
Yep, about confidence and perseverance and trying every day.
And they're going to be magical when they do happen, right?
That's right.
We heard a lot of good things. We heard reading and math and
Yes.
transitioning to middle school, getting ready for middle school. So they have some amazing things they're yet to do here.
Well, also heard lots of praise for their teachers, and I can't tell you, like, growing up in this community and having our kids go to school, like, the teachers that are there are so incredible and really become a part of our family and our journey to be able to have great kids go off into the world. So, thank you.
And I think we had a parent back there. He had something to say.
Isla was telling me all about this math game. I was hoping that she would tell you guys about it. Can you tell me about it?
Okay, Isla.
She's like, Dad.
Dad can tell.
Do you want to tell?
She doesn't want to tell us.
No.
Isla, say, come on into my math class.
And I'm gonna have to go visit that classroom now
Right?
and find out. I'm like, all right, I know where I'm going
Okay.
next.
Isla, go like this. There it is.
Isla, I just have one question. You had mentioned trying new foods in Spanish. What new foods were you trying?
I don't know.
Oh,
You just know it's coming?
were they good?
Senior Dad told us that we were going to.
Oh, so it's
They haven't
coming. It's kind of that magical yet, right? Like, so exciting. Let me know. let me know, because we might have that at our house too. You never know. Well, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for reminding us why we're all here. This is what it's for, is those smiling faces and teachers who are excited every year to meet new kids. So we appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, kids.
Enjoy the magic.
Bye. I love that he forgot what grade he was in because it's so brand new. He was like, what's my grade called again? And how come the little ones have the longest grade name? Like,
Right?
you know?
Doesn't seem fair, does
Seem
it, right?
fair, totally doesn't seem fair. All right. Now it feels like back to business. All the other energy went out the room. Sorry, those of you who are staying. We're moving on to our report section, and today was public listening session, and we didn't have any formal submissions. We did have somebody come in. I don't know if they can see this, but it is dropped off a form for Let's Talk About It that's going to be held in Hastings. Last year, South St. Paul hosted this event. And it is really a suicide prevention. It's discussion and dinner and vendors, just amazing folks lined up along the hallways offering services and, you know, everything and anything you can think about that has to do with mental health and well-being. So it's at the high school, Hastings High School, Thursday, October 6th. 5 to 6:30 is the resource fair and the dinner. And then 6:30 to 8 is the program, and they do have a guest speaker. So again, South St. Paul hosted it last year. It was absolutely amazing, so hopefully folks can attend. And there will be more information. I know there's some on Facebook. And absolutely, and Dr. Chad Schmidt said that if you have any questions, you can email him and he'll let you know more about it. Thanks for reminding me about that. And then we did have our committee of the whole meeting earlier, so. Mr. Rosh?
So just prior to our kind of publicly available board meeting is our work sessions. That's when the board does a lot of the work kind of behind the scenes. That's important for the operations of our district. So we had a lot to talk about tonight. There's a lot of things going on. One of them is sort of a slight adjustment or correction to some of our facility usage fees. It is brought to our attention that some of the changes we made in the last year, we will own it as a board. We had a little bit of an oversight on how that impacted some of our organizational groups. We are providing some corrections to that to make sure that we are promoting good youth sports and good youth activities in our organization. And deeply sorry for the kind of panic and troubles that it caused related to that. And fortunately, we were able to bring that to our attention right away, and hopefully we've been able to resolve that in a positive way for all of those organizations. So that was one of them. We're also discussing levy communication and the pieces that are there, but I think there's more on that to follow. And then we got a great report, academic report from Dr. Schmidt, really talking about some of the struggles that we are facing inside our districts right now. This is true across the state, but I think we're really feeling here in South St. Paul some significant struggles in math and reading proficiencies with our students. Now, while that happens, our graduation rates remain slightly above state average, and so we are still receiving achievement for our students, but we've got some work to do, and there's some urgency behind that, and we've got some concerns in really bringing an action to that right away. One thing I can communicate to parents that I think is really important, that students who are in school 90% of the time or above do better. And so clearly, when you are unhealthy, it's time to stay home. But we really need to prioritize being in school so that we can do the work for significant achievement. So,
absolutely, great message. All right, thank you for that. Moving on to our consent items, and just a reminder, consent items are those things each meeting that we don't need to talk about too much about. They come through regularly, bills payable, staffing, claims, things like that. So, excuse me? Oh, except for tonight, there were some additions that were made. Oh, and,
Support.
oh, sorry.
Over.
We just need a little whiteboard.
I was just, we do.
We're gonna
I
bring
need a,
that
I
for
need a
like, you know, like-
teleprompter is what I need.
Right? It's
Back
not
it
fair
up,
when you don't
back
have
it
that.
up, back it up. You know why? Because I crossed you off on my list already. So I felt like I was.
She knows how efficient I am in my work, is what she's trying to say. So
Sorry.
she's like, check.
So moving on to Dr. Zambrino's providing highlights from around the district.
Thank you, Chair Diaz and
you.
members of the board. And it is, I would hate to miss this one because we're just on one weekend and what a great start to the school year we've had. So obviously we know I started in the spring but didn't get to participate in that fun time of year, which is that kickoff, all the new excitement, energy, and I'll just say you can feel it everywhere you go. Our staff have worked so hard to prepare for this year and provide our kids the most amazing experience. And we saw the young people we serve here today. And at our kickoff, I started with a picture of our students because that's our why. And so it's fun to plan and get ready for them all summer, but you get to a point where like, we just got to get these kids back in the building and get doing what we do. And that's to love up our kids and to teach them well. So it's been a great start to the year. As I think most people are now aware of, the school board has taken action to put an operating levy on the ballot for this fall. And just a reminder for folks that when we're talking about operating dollars, really the operations are what we need to operate the district are teachers and staff working with our students. So when we say we have an operating levy out this fall with 2 questions on the ballot, it really is about the direct supports and services for students. So this is not stuff. It's the people who are going to work with our kids, who are going to be in there and support our kids, to keep our class sizes small, provide the mental health, the academic supports that we know our kids need coming off of the pandemic. Working to get the slideshow going, so we'll give a second there as we're working through that. Maybe you were right to just skip over me.
There we go. We're in business.
There we go. All right, so we do have 2 questions on the ballot. Again, we have, like other districts, faced significant asks to continually do more with less. This board, this administration prior to my arrival, working diligently to maximize every resource. Unfortunately, we talk about a funding gap that occurs in our line of work, and that is where we see inflation outpacing the funding coming from the state legislature, and that turns districts to have to look within. And so this board made the bold decision to put that to the voters this fall. There are 2 questions on the ballot to help us, one, stabilize. There's what we call a financial cliff coming. And the slide there does say 24, 25, and that's in particular referring to our federal funding that's going to expire from COVID. However, we have been facing a significant funding gap every year. So I want to make sure I'm very clear that we will be facing significant reductions this spring if the referendum doesn't pass. So while there's a cliff coming in 2 years, we really are looking at next year being a really difficult year for us. So we're looking to narrow that funding gap and put that question to the voters to decide. Question 1 would really help us preserve what we have. A second question to help us go deeper with additional mental health supports, more academic support, expand programming that we heard that the community's heavily interested in terms of performing arts and college and career pathways. So that is going to be in front of our voters this fall. We are committed to sharing information. Transparency is something that I value personally as a professional. To me, being transparent is important. I know that the board, transparency is important. So we want to make sure we provide the best information to our community. So we have many stakeholder engagement events planned, but a couple coming right up. We have one at Lincoln Center, which is actually tomorrow, the 13th at 6:30. And then we're going to also go to the other side of town on October 3rd at 6:30. That's right before the PTA meeting. So hoping that parents at those sites will be able to come and hear information. Anybody's welcome to that portion, but then also be able to stay and engage with the PTA and the work that's going on there. We have lots of information on our website, so all of the events are posted there, and we'll be sending information home as well for our families. On the ballot as well, we have 4 open seats this fall on our school board, so we did have a high interest. So we know this is a highly engaged community. We saw that here with the interest coming out for school board. So we had 22 residents apply for or put their names in to get on the ballot. So that both of those, the general election is happening that has our ballot questions around the referendum, as well as our school board on November 8th. And we have, our website is always a great spot to find good information. Our team does a fantastic job with that. So we've gathered profile information on our candidates that you can view on our website at SSPPS.org. Fun event coming up here, my first time getting to see this happen, but we have the SSP Educational Foundation, South St. Paul Educational Foundation Walkathon. That's Wednesday, September 21st, and that is the 35th annual. Just amazing as I'm coming in how many things have been going on for not just a few years, but decades, where kids can come and their parents participated in that. So pledge forms went out to schools and they're going home with students. Really cool opportunity here where any activity group or classroom that participates, half of the pledges that they receive go directly to their activity, to their classroom, and then the other half to the Educational Foundation. And we know that the foundation gave $460,000 in scholarships in the spring as teacher grants to support enriching activities for kids. So the funds go to great use, and then the classroom or activity that generates the most, they will actually get all of their dollars. And any participant who gets $15 in pledges or more gets a t-shirt. So fun incentive for individuals participating. I've mentioned this the last few meetings. We're just going to keep continuing to do that because it's so important for our kids. We have what's called an application for educational benefits, and what that application does is helps us determine if a family qualifies for a free or reduced price lunch. So that information is available on our website at the nutrition link there. You can get information, just call your school office, stop in the office, get paper forms, electronic forms. We want to make it as easy and simple as possible, but as I shared before, we used to have free lunch for every student regardless of whether or not they submitted that application, and that did sunset coming off of the pandemic. Some other highlights around the district. As I've shared, we had an awesome start to the school year, so here's some pictures of our Y, our students that are in front of us. And, that's our core purpose of everything we do is our kids. Excuse me. And then, of course, fall sports going on. So I had the awesome opportunity on Saturday. What a gorgeous afternoon for football at Edinger Field. So that was my first time. I remember before I got this position driving around the school and thinking that is the coolest football stadium I've ever seen at any high school. So I was so excited to get to watch a game. Unfortunately, we didn't win, but the kids played with such heart and the fans were so supportive. And then even at halftime, we had the youth athletics out there, and to see the way the community rallies around a family who's lost a loved one, and just the sense of community there. Also had volleyball going on at the same time, so I was able to walk up the hill and go see our girls volleyball. They fought such a tough fight. They lost by, I think it was like 3 points in the fifth match or fifth set, but they were like rooting each other on, and the crowd was going wild. So even though we didn't see any wins that I was at this weekend, it was sure fun to see the kids in action. Our theme this year is playing on Packer Pride, and we're emphasizing persistence and resilience and delivering excellence. That was our kickoff with staff, and thank you to the Educational Foundation and Advanced Sportswear for helping to subsidize the cost of the t-shirts and provide those to every staff member. So we asked everybody last Friday to wear their shirts, and just going around the district and seeing that solidarity that everyone had, that sense of pride was just absolutely amazing. And so it's fun. My closet is slowly starting to fill so I'm excited about that. And then, as always, we try to make information as readily available, so we have information on our website at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever way you like to get that. And then, of course, our own website where you can access board materials or other information. Again, just important dates. Tomorrow we have our community information meeting at Lincoln Center. Mentioned the walkathon, and then October 3rd, again, we have the community information meeting at Kaposia. So those are both at 6:30 p.m. and they're open to anybody and everybody who wants to come and learn about the referendum, and they're excited to see our kids in the walkathon.
Yeah.
Again, all of our materials available on our website, readily, easily to download and to watch any past videos. Thank you.
Fantastic. I'm glad that we didn't skip you. That was great. I'd like to see all those pictures. And I really hear my voice. Woo-hoo. We were so close for the consent items, so heading back there, our consent agenda includes financial claims, bills payable, and staffing reports. Do I have a motion for the approval of our consent items?
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Great, fantastic. Any discussion? And all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion carries. Next on our agenda is policy, and we don't have any policy items for review. And we do have one business item, so I'm looking for a motion for the South St. Paul School Board to approve the 22-23 facility use fees. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Great.
I really want this to happen.
Do we have any discussion for that?
Vice Chair Rosh kind of touched on this as he
Yeah,
was
great.
debriefing what we talked about at the committee of the whole, but a couple pieces just to streamline some of the language we had on the fee schedule to make sure it's very clear, in particular where our community and youth organizations fall, which would be in the least expensive tier for rental. Our own staff with their activities, obviously, they don't pay for our use of our facility. So I mentioned the volleyball team that I saw on Saturday, there's no fee for that. But if someone wanted to rent the competition gym, and we have then looked at the rates there, we made some adjustments, but really inexpensive compared to a lot of our surrounding neighboring districts. So for example, you can get our competition gym when it's available for $8 an hour, and then as well for our pack. We clarified that each station in the pack is basically a basketball court that you can then also get at $8 per station per hour. So some clarity that we think in some classroom spaces that'll be affordable and make sure we have good access for our community partners and build us a great pipeline coming into our school system.
Great, thank you for a little bit of that. I forgot where I was on my,
You had a motion and a
Discussion,
second and discussion,
second.
so.
Just need to vote.
yeah. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Great, and that motion carries.
Well done.
Thank you. I did that one off the top of my head. Did you see that?
did
Could
see
you
that.
see it turning? Click, click, click. A little bit slow. Going into our committee reports, our board reports, and where we've seen a passion these last couple of weeks. And with everything that's been happening, I'm sure we've got some things to say. We'll start down there with you, Bill.
The only thing I did, I guess, in the last couple of weeks was go to the football game and watch our kids play. It was a pleasure to watch them. I know what Packer Pride is, but I know more so what Packer Pride is when I watched the conduct of our spectators and maybe 200 kids from our football program acting like they belonged at the football game. And I was more proud of the Packer Pride in the stands as I was on the field, and that's saying a lot for a football fan. So it was a pleasure.
Great, thank you. Monica.
I also have just thanks to the St. Paul Foundation for these fabulous t-shirts. They're super, super fun. And I agree that in the 2 years I've been on the board, my stash of Packer Pride apparel has grown exponentially. So it's a pleasure of the job. So yeah, get out and see fall sports, fall activities. Little Shop of Horrors is going to be the fall musical. That's going to be super fun. And as we've said around here before, it's the best and cheapest entertainment that you can find, and come out and support our schools. I also just want to wish the best of luck to all 22 people who are running for the school board. It's so exciting to see so many people, you know, take that leap into what can be, you know, a little nerve-wracking of trying to run for office, but just best of luck to all of them. And I'm glad that so many people want to serve our community.
Ms. Raj?
I just love this time of year. I think it's super exciting. There's so much energy that's going into our schools that I wish everyone well on their start of this school year.
Great. I too, I've always loved first day of school, and even though I'm not in school any longer, I still get really excited on first day of school, which is kind of weird at my work because people are like, why are you so happy today? It's first day of school. I am really blessed to live by a bus stop, and I work from home, so every day I get to watch first and second graders run to the bus, super excited to go to school, and when they get off, they're super excited, they're chatting, they're talking, they kind of, like the parents all hang out. It's just the best thing to see every single day. And I don't sit by my window all the time. I do work when I'm at work at home. So yeah, thank you for such a great start to the year. It was just really great. Chris?
I'm gonna lobby to go first on these presentations. What I'm gonna say is I'm really appreciative of the excitement of everything that's going on and all the events that we've gone to. And also that in my home office, I do look out the front window and I see the kids running up and down the street going to Lincoln Center, so. But that thunder has all been stolen, so but it's been a fun start to the year. I really would encourage everybody to learn as much about the referendum as you can take on, and the school website is the place to look for that. Just learn what you're voting on and make the best decision based on that. And that's all I have.
I guess I'm really excited to be talking right now. There's several events coming up that are involving me personally. I'm looking forward to, as Monica had mentioned, the fall musical will be coming up. I know Mr. Holson had posted all of the students that will be performing that day, so that's always fun to look at. And also, I will be helping out at the Educational Foundation Walkathon, as I do serve on the board of directors as the board representative here. So I will be working on that, which is next week on Wednesday, the 21st, as Dr. Zambrino had said, at 4:30 at the high school. So we look forward to seeing a lot of families there. And two other things that on a very personal level for me, if you happen to notice the shirt I'm wearing today, I am a lifelong resident of South St. Paul. I'm a very proud graduate of the class of 75. That tells you how old I am. But we are having a class reunion this Saturday evening at the Croatian Hall. Unfortunately, a couple of years ago, we had to cancel our 45th class reunion, due to COVID, obviously. But we are having a birthday party this Saturday, our 65th birthday party for our graduation class. So if any members of our class are watching this show, please try to attend, and please transfer the information to any other fellow classmates that you may know. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me, because I am the co-chair for this planning committee. And the other thing that I'm kind of looking forward to, the following Friday, the class of 77 is having their 45th class reunion, also at the Croatian Hall. My sister-in-law, Dory McCollum Woods, has invited me to come with her to her class reunion on that Friday, the 23rd, at the Croatian Hall, which starts at 7 o'clock. So it's a real fun, personal events coming up for us proud members of South St. Paul schools. Thank you.
Great. Well, that is all that we have for tonight. So I'd like to entertain a motion to adjourn our Monday, September 12th, 2022 meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Thanks so much. Any discussion? That motion carries, so the meeting is adjourned at 6:35 PM.